Alright, this is the first one that I'm actually reviewing from memory and not having watched it very shortly before doing this review. So let's see if A, I can maintain my credibility as a critic, which I hope so. I mean, I reviewed the Star Wars movies and Marvel movies from memory, so I should be able to do this, right? And secondly, if I actually remember what happened in this movie. I liked it, so I'm sure I should be able to remember what happens in it, right? The Strangers. So the Stranger centers around this couple, and they kind of just want to go chill out for a weekend, have this nice little getaway. So they go to this house, and then things immediately go wrong. I'm talking like frame one of them showing up at this house, things start going wrong. These three weirdos in masks show up, and they just start screwing with them, just messing with them the entire time they're there, psychologically torturing them, eventually physically. And what I like about this movie is that there's three bad guys and essentially two victims. There ends up being a third victim later, but that's a different situation. And the movie is a slow burn because of the very small group of characters that are in it. They have to take their time, they have to be careful, they have to actually establish a pretty intense and scary situation that the characters are in order for you to feel for them. So they do that by having very long takes. There's one in particular where Liv Tyler's character is in the kitchen, and old dude's just standing outside the window looking at her for the whole scene, the whole take. And it's like a 2-minute long unbroken shot, and it just makes you uncomfortable the entire time because it's like, is the camera going to pan away and pan back and he's gone? Is he going to just teleport inside the house? Like, what's going on? Like, you're kind of just really uneasy that entire time. And then things continue to happen that make you equally uneasy because the killers are pretty much always in prime position to kill these guys, and they just don't, because that wouldn't be any fun. And I really respect that about this movie, because it's like the characters' motives are pretty pure in this movie. I mean, there's even one of them that seems to not be so into the whole torturing and killing people, which is actually more characterization than I thought these characters were going to get by the end of the movie. But it's literally like they're messing with these people for the sake of it, for the fun of it. It's how they get their rocks off. It's just what they want to do. I don't know if you can hear my neighbor's dog, but that's happening right now. But it's just like, are y'all good? But I like characters that are sick and twisted in that kind of way. Kind of like a Leatherface type of character, except I didn't find the Texas Chainsaw Massacre to be all that interesting. I don't know why my camera's freaking out like this. Are we good? Alright. I have no control over this. Anyway, I respect the purity of just the fun of screwing with people. That's something that this movie captures very well. And I think that The Strangers Pre at Night kind of screwed up a little bit. I think The Strangers was a very passable, decent, enjoyable film that kind of struck gold in being simplistic in its premise and execution and being very effective in those areas. And then for some reason they decided that 10 years later they should make a sequel. I have no idea as to why they would have done that. My favorite part, though, is when the husband calls his friend for help, and he's like, okay, well, I'll come get you guys, I guess. And he's just so nervous by the time his friend gets there that he rounds the corner, and then he just shoots his friend square in the face with a shotgun. I'm like, oh, man, poor guy. That's got to be a rough way to go. You're just trying to help your friend out of a tough situation, and he shoots you plumb square, dead in the face. Man, couldn't be me. That's why I don't help people. Don't ask me for help with anything. I'll turn you down. I don't want to get shot in the face. Don't come after me for that. But I mean, all of that stuff being considered, this isn't exactly like Kino cinema or anything like that. It's just a very enjoyable, passable art house film that makes you uncomfortable in a lot of situations and is very effective at the things that it's trying to do. This movie gets the job done. And I think that The Strangers would probably have been worth the price of admission when it came out. I didn't go see it in theaters. I didn't see it till way after. But The Strangers, have you seen it? Probably not. It wasn't exactly the most popular movie when it came out, as far as I understand. But if you have seen it, my brain blue screened for some reason. Tell me what you thought of it. Whatever it is, whatever you think, I'm a lone educated. As always, if you want videos from me, you're going to have to do a little bit of legwork, because like I said in the last one, I can't direct you to anything else for some reason. So hopefully I get that squared away pretty soon. This is getting very frustrating. See you soon.